P9 here, about to deliver another dope vlog. And you guys check this out. This building right here, which houses the McNary Historical Museum, was originally the Ritz Theater. And the Ritz Theater opened in 1937 and operated the theater until 1967. Mr. R.B. Gooch was one of the foremost young businessmen of Selmer, and he built the theater, and the building for those times was the latest in architecture and equipment. The building was air conditioned and steam heating. And to see this modern showcase in the daytime or nighttime with the multicolored lights swirling around outside was reportedly a sight to see. The city, county, and community congratulated Mr. R.B. Gooch on his vision and courage in providing this addition to Selmer. And indeed, his wish for the new growth in the county continued as he built the building across the street, which was the Gooch Funeral Home. So R.B. Gooch was a multi-business operator. And if you can see right here, these posters announcing the new opening of the Ritz Theater in Selmer, Tennessee. These were the acts that were premiering at the theater. And this was back on Saturday, October 1937. And guys, when I tell you admission was 10 cents and 15 cents back in the day, man, I wish we can get into movies for 10 to 15 cents. Now it's 10 to $15. But yeah, some of the original Ritz Theater chairs remain on display in the museum, as well as the original ticket booth and window. So this is the Ritz Theater. Ritz Theater in Selmer, Tennessee. Let's get it. Good afternoon, good people. This is P9 once again with another video, and I am here in beautiful and historic Selmer, Tennessee. Selmer is a city and county seat of McNary County here in southwestern Tennessee. And I start this vlog right here at the strategically important Mobile and Ohio Railroad. And I'm gonna start right over here and make my way into downtown Selmer. And this is the site of the Mobile and Ohio Railroad. And this was chartered in Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, and Kentucky in 1848 to provide a vital commercial link between the Gulf of Mexico and Cairo, Illinois on the Ohio River. So these tracks were laid around 1861 at the beginning of the Civil War. And remember, these railroads were very important in the Civil War for the distribution and transit of war supplies and things of that nature. But Selmer, Tennessee itself is a very historically important city because it is known as a major city in the rock and roll and hillbilly music genre. Hillbilly music in the 1940s and 1950s. It was basically the early way of putting, basically terming country music. So country music was essentially called hillbilly music back in the 40s and 50s. But here's a mural. It's on the Tennessee Music Pathways. And basically, this is the soundtrack of America. So you have here a mural, or basically a marker right here that illustrates the history of the Rockabilly sound. The Rockabilly sound is basically a combination of rock and roll and hillbilly music, as I mentioned earlier, is country music. Rockabilly was the sound of young country musicians in the 1950s, infusing their music with rhythm and blues, or R&B for short, and it emphasized the electric guitar over the traditional country music's instruments such as the steel guitar, fiddle, and banjo. Originally called hillbilly bop or cat music, it blossomed in the South, notably in Memphis, Jackson, Tennessee, Tupelo, Mississippi, and the towns in between. So Adamsville, Tennessee-born Dewey Phillips championed rockabilly on his nightly radio show heard throughout the Mid-South on WHBQ in Memphis. On Selmer's Town Square, Earl Latta's Ford dealership regularly hosted Saturday night jamborees that featured rockabilly singers alongside more traditional country performers. So local musicians such as Carl Perkins, Eddie Bond, Elvis Presley, and Johnny Burnett honed their skills in the clubs that lined US 64 and 45, traveling those routes often. So Highway 45 runs north and south from Lake Superior to the Gulf of Mexico, and Selmer is a crossroads city. So it basically intersects Highway 64 and 45. And here's a picture right here of the Latta Ramblers performing around 1950 at the Latta Ford building. So from left to right are performers Tom McCormick, Paul Taylor, Evelyn Say, Eunice Smith, James Lambert, Curtis White, and Rob Richards. So Elvis Presley also performed here in Selmer, Tennessee. You know, Highway 45 is basically runs through Selmer, it runs through Corinth, Mississippi, and a bunch of other small towns en route to Memphis. And I want to go over here and start, before I get into downtown, we're going to get these sculptures. This is like I think this is made out of iron. It's like an iron sculptures of, look like stick figures playing in a band, the Rockabilly band right here. So you have one, of course, who's singing, got the mic in his hand, one strumming the electric guitar, and one right here on the bass, and one back here on the drums. And check out this mural right here. This is really dope. It's a guy and a gal right here with their musical instruments, with their guitars, and they're standing alongside what looks like a classic. I'm not sure what the kind of car that is. Can't really tell, but it looks dope though. It looks dope, and it's then they're standing right over here by the gas pump. And this is the Rockabilly Highway Revival. This is dope. This is dope. This is a nice mural, and it's right here, right when you enter downtown. Then you have this sculpture, another iron sculpture that has the US 45 logo on it, US Highway 45. And then you have the guitar right over here. Then you have the mic right here. It has WHBQ. Again, that's a radio station that was famous in Memphis. So a lot of these cities have a connection, a musical connection. R&B, rhythm and blues, country, and rock and roll. And here's another marker right here. Just illustrates the history of Selmer, Tennessee. 35 degrees to the north and 88.5 degrees to the west. It's been the county seat of McNairy County since April of 1891, when it was moved from Purdy, Tennessee. Excuse me. So yeah, so Selmer was actually established after the Civil War. So we're not going to see any Civil War monuments here, I would imagine. This is a post-Civil War Reconstruction-Era founded city. And as you can see right here, here's just some famous Rockabilly and McNairy County performers. You have Stanton Littlejohn, Brian Tull, Sandy Carroll, who's a blues artist, singer, songwriter, and pianist. And you have the legendary broadcaster Dewey Phillips, rock and roll's first DJ. Okay, all right. So I assume he was before Alan Freed. And Brian Tull is actually the one who's behind the iconic mural right here. That was Brian Tull, so that's pretty dope. Shout out to him. Making my way downtown. I'm on Court Avenue. Check this out. There's some more of these musicians. You have the Stephen Foster Music Club, Elvis Black, old time fiddle legend. I gotta look these musicians up, see if they have some recordings on YouTube or something. You have the Congiardo family, extraordinary musicians and music educators. Okay. Arnold English, legendary bluegrass fiddler, band leader. All right, dope. That's what's up. That's what's up. I guess all of these musicians have ties to Selmer. Here goes another cool mural right here. Ruby's Venues and Events, Selmer Murals. Find us on Facebook at Ruby Venues and Events at Yahoo. Okay. And there's some nice murals right here. By the way, you got the colorful balloons right there. We also got to get this quote right here. It says, always remember to fall asleep with a dream and wake up with a purpose. Hey, words to the wise right there. Always remember to fall asleep with a dream and wake up with a purpose. Absolutely. Because purpose is what keeps us going and keeps us motivated. Gotta have a purpose in life. Otherwise, what are you here for? I have to get this Bible scripture over here as well. It's a nice mural right here of the sunflower. And it says, love God, love people. Matthew chapter 22, verses 37 through 39. Man, the more people who love God and love people, the much better the world would be, you know? All right. Back on Court Avenue. Check this out, Mammy Soap Company. So I guess they sell a variety of soaps. And those are the best places to get soaps from too. Instead of going to like the retail spots, the major retailers, go to those like locally owned establishments like Mammy Soap Company. They sell more like natural like soaps and more things that have that are more natural. You know what I'm saying? Not all those chemicals and whatnot that's mass produced. They usually have like homemade soaps and stuff like that. Just a little food for thought. But yeah, I'm at the corner of Court Avenue and 3rd Street. Getting ready to cross momentarily. Check this out. This is the McNairy County Courthouse. This building looked like it was either built like in the 1960s. It looks like maybe a 1960s building, probably built in the 60s or 70s. It doesn't look like a early 1900s, early 20th century courthouse. It looks more like something that was built at least between like the 60s and 70s. Here goes a monument of the names of early settlers of McNairy County in the town of Purdy. That's what this town was originally called before it was renamed to Selmer. And they have a whole list of settlers. It was a lot of them. And they have them listed here on this monument in alphabetical order. It's a marker that says stroll through Selmer's historical downtown and enjoy the Meskers architectural features. The Meskers are storefront facades made from metal, cast iron, and cast steel dating from the 1880s to 1910. Meskers buildings features include rosettes, fleur de lis, hanging wreaths, and recessed doorways. The Selmer Meskers have been identified, numbered, and listed on the database of the Illinois Historic Preservation Agency. And you can find these buildings by number: 133, 137, 141, 160. Okay. Wow. And you can scan this QR code to get more information and more of the story behind the Meskers. And here's these architectural styles of these buildings. So these buildings definitely were built like in the early 1900s, like between the 1910s and between the 1900s and 1910s, if I had to estimate. Here's some more musicians. You had Bessie Jarrett, a beloved and influential gospel artist. And you have Bob Kennedy, the respected Southern Gospel Quartet and promoter. You have Ronnie Whitten, a gifted bluegrass banjoist and tenor singer. And you have the Murray Boys, who are a legendary regional bluegrass band. And they were one of McNairy's most revered family bluegrass bands. And truth be told, honestly, I don't think I've ever heard any bluegrass music before. So, out of curiosity and my motivation and my inspiration after visiting the city, I'll go check out some of that music, you know. Most definitely. KG Gifts. Is it KC Gifts? I think it's KG Gifts. Okay. You have some more musicians, and they were inducted in 2021 in the McNairy County Music Hall of Fame. You have Martha Lynn Holt, who was a bluegrass gospel artist and educator. You have Robert Moore, venue owner and live music revivalist. Earl Latta, who was entrepreneur and music promoter. And he also worked as a car dealer who operated the Latta Ford Motor Company in downtown Selmer. So yeah, so he was a part-time car dealer and musician. And you have Rudy Moore, who was a bluegrass band leader and guitarist. So, you know, he was a respected guitarist on the local music scene. So these are legendary musicians right here in the bluegrass genre. Oh, wow. Democratic headquarters. Interesting. They have a Democratic headquarters right here in Selmer. Right now I'm at the corner of Court and 2nd Street. And check this out. This is literally like I guess this is like a sculpture of a record, a vinyl, and it just has a list of different bands and looks like musicians, or either that or no, actually it's a bunch of like organizations and arts councils, McNairy County Chamber of Commerce. Okay, that's what that is. It's pretty dope though. And they also have like a bunch of sponsors. So I guess those are a bunch of sponsors of this sculpture. But Brian Toll was the one who did this sculpture right here. So that's pretty dope. A lot of the murals and the sculptures are courtesy of Brian Toll. Okay, right here is the acknowledgements. The behind it is acknowledgements. Thanks for everyone's enthusiasm for this project. So it was a bunch of people who chipped into this project and putting this over here. So that's dope. That's dope. Here's some more musicians. You have the Latta Ramblers, legendary bluegrass band. Mark Shelton, professional percussionist, right over here. You had Eddie Bond, the Rockabilly pioneer. You know, so he recorded for story labels such as Mercury, Sun, and Stax Records. Of course, Stax Records is headquartered out in Memphis. You know, they have a legendary lineup of people who recorded at the Stax Studio in Memphis. And his Mercury chart topper, Rockin' Daddy, is best remembered as one of the purest rockabilly performances ever committed to vinyl. I gotta check that out by Eddie Bond. And you also have Rob Richards, who was a renowned bassist. And yeah, one of the most respected bassists of his generations. Very accomplished musician. So I didn't know any of this prior to coming to Selmer. Like, I didn't even know Tennessee had a town called Selmer. I didn't even know it existed. But, you know, thank goodness for Google Maps, right? And it's a mural right here. Can't really see it too good because the sun is beaming a lot on it, but this is a mural right here. Let's see if I can get a wider shot. And that's 45 South. That's the highway emblem for 45 South. Again, a very major highway connecting multiple musical cities. And you have the word Rockabilly right there. And you also have a bunch of vinyls up here with different cities listed on it. One, you have Corinth, Mississippi. So I guess these are cities that are located along Highway 45. You have Corinth, Mississippi right there. You have Bethel Springs, Tennessee right there. And of course you have Selmer, Tennessee right over there. And you have Jackson, Tennessee on this one. And you have Tupelo, Mississippi on that one. Okay. So I'm assuming all of those cities are connected via Highway 45. A clothing store I just passed by called Midnight Rebel Clothing Company. I'm getting ready to walk down Houston Avenue. The inn. It goes to Selmer, Tennessee post office right here. Here goes another one of those Brian Toll murals right here. Looks like a brother playing a banjo, strumming the banjo. Looks like he's highly concentrated. And by the way, Brian Toll also has a website, www.briantoll.com, where you can possibly check out his portfolio, art portfolio. And right here, you also have it's like a Ford pickup truck that he's playing in front of, which is very symbolic of the South, especially when it comes to country music. You get your banjo and your fiddler or whatever type of like hillbilly, rockabilly type instrument, and you have a pickup truck. That is the rockabilly, I guess, starter kit, I guess. But yeah, Tennessee has a Tennessee plate right there, and a lot of motor company. Remember we mentioned earlier that the guy Lotta, he was a musician and a owner of a car dealership. A few little small shops over here. You have a florist right over here. It's called True Savers. They also have a printing company over here. So overall, pretty nice little town here at Selmer. But that does it for this Selmer, Tennessee vlog. Just wanted to come and get some footage right here in the little town of Selmer. And if you made it this far and you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button. Help get this video out into the algorithms. And also, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell. That way you get notified each and every time I drop a new vlog. And I'm on that road to 1,000 subs. So you guys keep supporting and subscribing to the channel. And until next time, people, thanks for watching. Peace.